Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go, let's go.
Figgy Feed, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rock, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go, in the jacuzzi, smoking threats, I got my feet up, cut them haters off, I told them beat it, I don't need you, spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good, I got my visa, this rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa, my ghetto, Nike, I beat it like a crease, she always like my sneakers, these Jordan 5 pink aces, let's go, I'm knocking them down, baby, back in the row, he really the one,
But they already know.
so all of my chains go put on the show.
Giving out gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. Need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10 toes down on the pave. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, sippin' juice. Rockin' gym, sippin' juice. Rockin' gym, sippin' juice. Rockin' gym, sippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, sippin' juice. Rockin' gym, sippin' juice. Rockin' gym, sippin' juice. Rockin' gym, sippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone who still considers the Astros cheaters?
Oh, yeah.
Where the bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
Them number back in it, them number back in the days, man, them days is over.
Gems and juice.
Speaking of Cameron and Jay-Z, how you feel about Cameron saying he didn't like Jay-Z's freestyle and said it wasn't enough to go at Drake, I guess. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of he's on Team Drake, and he might still have a little bit of something against Jay-Z too. I mean, they probably ain't got no beef, but I'm sure he's still kind of holding little grudges against Jay-Z. So I think he ain't about to do like everybody else and kind of slobber all over him for his freestyle. So I think he just playing it off. Cameron been kind of a Debbie Downer, man, because he been kind of down on the Knicks. When they made it to the finals, he was just kind of down on them and all that shit. And then he went on First Take when the Knicks finally lost. I think it was game 3, I want to say. And he was wearing a Cowboys hat, like an actual cowboy hat. I'm like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, the one time, and he just so negative, man.
Yeah, the last few years, really since the verses, it's all been downhill for the Dipset movement, man. I never thought I'd really live to see the day where all of them niggas were just uncool to me. But I don't like any of them anymore, man. I'm just getting sick of Cameron, been sick of Jim Jones, Joel's. I don't even know what Joel Santana doing anymore. But yeah, it's been a mess, man. It's been a mess ever since that versus. It's been all downhill for the Diplomats.
Yeah. I just don't get it, man. But back to what you said about Jay-Z, I think he just kind of holding a grudge a little bit, trying to throw cold water on everybody, feeling good about the Jay-Z freestyle. And plus he's cool with Drake. So let's call it how it is.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It's funny how out of all the stuff Jay-Z said about that in that freestyle, everybody just sticking to the Drake thing. Like, he gave Drake a couple bars, that was it. You'd think the whole thing was strictly about Drake.
You know what? We'll just talk about this now because I have a lot to get off my chest about the reactions to Jay-Z and the Jay-Z freestyle. So we'll just get to that now. This is Gems and Juice, by the way. Figgy Fig, Ryan Rock. You know the deal, man. We're back at it. Going to talk about a whole lot. Going to talk about NBA finals. Going to talk about World Cup. Going to talk about various other bullshit going on in the world today that we got to address. But first off, let's get back to that because that's kind of where we left our last podcast, talking about the Jay-Z freestyle and the kind of reaction from it. There's been positive and negative, and I think most of the negative people we've seen down on it are people we knew were going to be negative. People who were in Drake's camp, and even Maul himself, whose brother was a co-founder of Rockefeller.
Yeah.
And he's been Rock La Familia since the beginning. He said he would take Drake's side if they ever actually got down to it. So yeah, been very nasty for the Drake writers out there. But so yeah, that's been pretty interesting. The feedback from it, like you said, it was mainly focused about the Drake comments. And it was also mainly, they tried to frame it as like, oh, look at this old nigga just trying to start shit.
Yeah. Or he's chasing clout.
Yeah. Oh, he's clout chasing. Oh, he's just trying to be like one of the cool kids. He's like, again, do people just not realize they shot at him first? I don't understand. Like, people act like he just got on stage and just started talking shit for no reason. These people, he's responding to everybody who said shit for years on him, true and untrue, mostly untrue shit. He finally addresses it in a pretty calm manner, and it's like, oh, why is nigga trying to get clout? Why he trying to show up and be cool again? What's wrong with the afro? Look, man, and the afro thing too. I thought his previous hairstyle looked ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest. So the afro looks a lot better. But I don't care that much about men's hairstyles in general.
Yeah,
I thought that was also very weird. Everybody focusing on his hair and all these comments about his hair. People were saying he's trying to look like Ab Soul.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Ab Soul. Now, I'm pretty sure Jay-Z knows who Ab Soul is just because he's tapped in like that. But I don't think anybody wants to look like Ab Soul.
Yeah.
It's trying to copy his style.
It's like, man, I feel like people, maybe Jay-Z been gone so long, people forgot who Jay-Z is, man. Like, I don't think Jay-Z ever, I think the only thing people said Jay-Z was trying to, I guess, mimic, and he was trying to get rid of that for years, was the whole Biggie thing. Where he had some lines he was taking the Biggies type shit, but Jay-Z was never out here trying to look like I think people confusing that with Drake, because Drake does that a lot, where people cover it up as paying homage and all that shit, but he be looking at underground artists and pretty much doing what they do and making it hot, like pretty much trying to find the next sound. And or the next look or whatever. And Jay-Z wasn't doing that. He was never that type.
Yeah, and again, resorting to calling people old when all this beef revolves around 40-plus-year-old people, basically, is nothing to get on my nerves, man. Everybody's old in these beefs, all right? Everybody's old. When you're 40, you're old. To the rest of the people under 40, you are old. So you might not feel old when you're 40, but to everybody under 40, you are an old person. So I don't like this whole, oh, he's too old to be doing this, as if everybody else ain't in the same ballpark range of being old. So yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, I think that was a lazy argument anyway. Like, nobody, like, it's one thing if you didn't care for the freestyle like that, but people just trying to say, oh yeah, he's just clout chasing, or he too old, look old and washed and all this other shit. It's just like, man, dog, he's taking it back to where hip hop was, and he did this all the time. But he's out there performing, and by the way, from what I saw, the performances was amazing.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't see the whole thing yet, but I did see bits and pieces of the stream, and it looked good.
Yeah, he put on a really good show. So like, everybody want to talk about old and all this other shit, man. Like, nah, he didn't. Like, nah, he sounded like Jay-Z to me, man. So I think, I don't know what it is, man, but people just trying to, I feel like people trying to do too much. And that's why I said the last time how I'm a little bit nervous of Jay-Z coming out in this day and age now, because the last album he dropped, like his solo album, it wasn't like the stand culture wasn't what it is in 2026. And I feel it nowadays. I feel like if somebody like that drop anything at midnight, by 12:02, people gonna be saying it's trash and he washed up and just doing the most about it, man. So, and I'm not used to getting this type of negative feedback from Jay-Z. And Jay-Z dropped some shit that I didn't care for.
Yep.
And I'm just not prepared for this stand culture to just take a stand on not liking Jay-Z. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, it's become, we talked about this for a long time now. It's become very popular to hate Jay-Z for some reason. I'm still not exactly sure why. Like, of all the people that have done dirty shit in the industry that are still around, like, let's put Chris Brown up there as public enemy number one almost. I see him get a lot of love on social media. And Jay-Z gets almost unanimous hate on social media, despite the fact that he hasn't really done anything, honestly. The most you can say is maybe some people think he screwed him out of something. But for the most part, you hear people who work with him like him. You know, and people will admit that if they fucked up, it was their fault, not Jay's. But there is this idea, I don't know why, but I think people are just married to this idea of him being some kind of like behind the scenes mastermind, pulling all the strings and making Nicki Minaj go crazy, getting Tory Lanez set up or some shit. And all this stuff is because of him. So they just want the boogeyman. And I guess he fits because he's super rich and he don't talk.
Yeah.
So he's an easy target for people to just shoot at and not have to worry about anything. And then when he does shoot back, it's why you so bothered? Why are you so bothered by it? He's too old for this stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Drake shot at him.
Yes.
He shot at him. And even Jay-Z during the interviews he did, I think specifically, was it the Wall Street Journal? Whatever interview that was where he talked about the beef and talk about hip hop, we don't need no more battles and whatever bullshit he said. But he didn't really shit on Drake, but he to me, I felt like he was complimenting them a little bit, him and Kendrick. So like Drake is the one that took a couple shots at him, and then when the shooter shoot back, it's just like, oh, why is he do? Like, what did you expect for somebody to do? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it, man.
Sit back and take it, man. That's what they want. They want people just to be pin cushions. They say, if you're rich, why don't you care? You're rich, why don't you care? That's what the funniest thing I see about people who are surprised that famous people and rich people get upset when they're targeted on social media. They're like, why do you care? You're rich. Like, okay, there's no secret rich version of the internet that only they use. Everybody gets on the same internet. Everybody got the same. Everybody checks the internet. Everybody checks social media. And you're going to notice if you're getting shitted on nonstop. And everybody is making jokes about you. So how are you supposed to ignore that? Just because you're rich don't make that shit go away.
Yeah.
So
and honestly, we all got feelings, man. Like, no matter how much money you got.
yes.
A lot of celebrities is probably used to it, probably got a little thicker skin than others. But it might be one in the bunch that might hit you a little bit where you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, y'all think, look, man, I don't care what you say, man. If somebody is calling you, let's say a scam artist or a pedophile or something in that nature, and it's not you, that's gonna bother you. Like, people ain't just gonna turn the other cheek all the time, man. And plus, I think, and honestly, I think Jay-Z, he's a hip hop guy. So, he didn't tweet anything. He didn't, do all these interviews addressing it. He put it in the music, man. And that's all we ever wanted. Just put it in the music. So I can't be mad at somebody if they decide to freestyle or rap and put that in art form. And people just up in arms about that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm hoping Jay-Z does more freestyles at his next two shows. I think he sees a reaction. I think he wants to do more, hopefully. So I think somebody asked him at the Knicks game and he said, we'll see, basically, or something like that. But
Yeah.
Hoping he does some more. He did add some shows. He's going to be in Paris on Thursday, September 10th, and SoFi Stadium, LA, October 23rd, 2026. So he will be doing more shows. I wish he'd come to Texas, but I'm not gonna hold my breath, man.
Yeah, I think those two shows he added it's really interesting too because those some big ass venues.
Yep.
These ain't no little, arenas. These are big venues. And I'm just kind of wondering what he up to because I don't think he ever did anything like this.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he can pack out SoFi Stadium.
Me
Is
too.
Jay big like that in LA? I don't know. In New York, I could see it. In LA, interesting to see. I don't know.
Honestly, that place in Paris, I think that's a big venue too. I don't think that's no small little spot. I think that's like a legendary bigger venue. So I'm curious what he got up his sleeve. Is he in music? He got to be in music mode at this point because it's been 10 years since he dropped the album, almost 10 years. And he ain't just up and decide, let me just do some shows and just be a legacy artist and just perform some of my greatest hits. I'm really curious what he up to.
Do you think he might have to bring Beyonce out the tuck to pack these stadiums?
I don't think so. I mean that will help. I think that would definitely help.
Oh hell yeah!
But I think he probably and I think he done a good job with kind of separating his brand from her brand a little bit. He did coattail a little bit during that joint album they did, but I think he's probably focused on just this my shit. And hell, she been performing for the last couple years and all that shit. I'm sure she taking a break.
Yep. Yeah, Rihanna won't even come out for ASAP Rocky, man. So I don't know. I guess nobody wants to collab with their famous boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife anymore. But
and that was always silly to me, man. I know Beyonce is on a couple Jay-Z albums and stuff like that, but you would have thought they had a couple, like she will always be featured on this album, like no matter what, and vice versa. Well, it seems like they just totally separated for that. I would have thought I got way more ASAP Rocky and Rihanna songs.
Yeah. But then again, I think when they got together, Rihanna basically was done making music.
Yeah.
Think about it. I think her last album came out in 2017, maybe earlier. I can't remember. But I think by the time they actually were official, like locked in, she had stopped making music.
Yeah,
so he missed the boat, I guess.
Yeah, I would have thought he would at least got her to sing a hook or something. Like, baby, I need your name to run these streams up or something. But honestly, he ain't been making no music either, so I guess it makes sense.
He's been on tour. He's actually been doing pretty well. I'm kind of surprised. It seems like his tour's going pretty well. Pretty good attendance in the venue, so good for him, man.
Yeah.
And getting back to the Cameron and Jay thing, because this was something I was thinking about at the gym. Because I was in the gym listening to music on shuffle, and then Cameron, Jay-Z, Welcome to New York City came on. And man, I was in my feelings listening. I was like, what happened? Yeah. What happened to it's crazy to think at one point Jay and Cam were neck and neck.
Yeah,
really, they were neck and neck.
They was on that song.
Yes, and in general, like I don't think Cameron was ever like the hottest rapper in New York, but he had a legit movement with the Dipset stuff. Like nationwide, niggas down south were bumping Dipset.
Yeah,
it took a lot. People weren't really bumping Jay-Z down south, but they were bumping Dipset.
Yeah,
and you think of like Cam easily could have been Jay Part 2. His career could have went that way, but I think he just fucks it all up and was very immature at that time and made some bad decisions, siding with Dame Dash, who he's now beefing with. And so I think there's definitely an air of jealousy with Cameron where he looks at Jay and he's like, man, that should have been me too. but now he's on the podcast and he's got to, make ends meet. And I like the podcast for the most part. I don't like watch the whole thing. I watch clips, but you could tell there's a little bit of, man, I should have been that too, but
Yeah. Or he probably think I'm nicer than Jay-Z.
Yep.
But no, that's a good point, because I think what probably turned Jay-Z off was just the people Cam was hanging with. Like I feel like Cam, he was a little bit wild, but he was really smart. Like business wise, he was kind of smart with it. He was moving a little bit smarter than the Jim Jones of the world, and even Dame Dash was just kind of out of control. But Cam was kind of moving a little smarter. You could tell he was trying to get into the business part of it. But sometimes I think Jay-Z mindset was global. And I don't think Cameron mindset was that global like that. He probably had a New York state of mind, or just a local state of mind type shit. So that could have been it, where Jay-Z like, nah, I can't, I can't align myself with these type of dudes who talking crazy on these records like this.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I could kind of see it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully they patch shit out, because that song, man, I'm like, also one of the greatest songs to not have a video too, which is unfortunate. But
yeah, and it's funny because they've been playing that song throughout the finals for the Knicks.
Yeah, they played Jay's verse.
This song is legend. And it made me think. I'm like, I don't know why they play that fucking Empire State of Mind shit. And I know this one is too hood. It's not pop. It's not poppy at all, like the other one. But I'm like, man, this one is way. But if I wanted to represent New York, I'm going straight to Cam and Jay-Z. Welcome to New York City over any other New York type of song. That song is just legendary, man.
It really is. Man. It's very inspirational. It came out like right after 9/11. Like almost a year after, I think. So like it is a very inspiration. It really is what people think that Alicia Keys bullshit is. That's what that song is, man. It's very inspirational. It makes you feel proud to be American. It makes you feel all kinds of things, man. So yeah, that's definitely a much better New York representation song.
Yeah, that song, that like it's funny. I pulled the Hulk Hogan in the car with that song. Playing it back. I'm just like, man. I'm like, man, this shit is like, I was getting goosebumps listening to that song. Just how it start.
Yes.
The first birthplace of Michael Jordan. Welcome to New York City. I was just like, man, this shit is hard, man. I feel like New Yorkers ain't play that song enough. Yeah, I feel like they just kind of swept that one under the rug. To me.
They kind of did, man. I don't think it ever became as big as it should have been. But then again, they didn't push that song as a single, and it did get a video. So it's really crazy. The song that good is like a deep album cut, but it is, unfortunately. So yeah,
I want to look up all the New York songs, because I thought about the Ja Rule song. New York.
Yeah, that's really the big three, I think. I'm from New York, Ja Rule and all them, and Jadakiss and all them people.
Yeah.
Dub, what's up, Dub Brothers? You got a different handle on YouTube every time I see you, man. Or maybe that was the same one. But what's up, Dub? So are we talking about how much we hate New York? We're actually talking about how great the song Welcome to New York City from Cameron and Jay-Z is. But we will get to New York hate in a minute. In a few minutes, but we're looking back on what the big New York songs, I guess, are.
All right, so I got some right here. So you got hip hop. They gave me a whole bunch of shit. Empire State of Mind with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. I say no. Welcome to New York City from Cam and Jay-Z and Joel Santana for that, man.
Yeah,
that one's the best one. Busta Rhymes, New York shit. I did like that song, but I wouldn't put that against New York State of Mind. Ja Rule, New York. I think Welcome to New York is better than that one.
Yeah, me too.
Beastie Boys and Open Letter to NYC. I don't even remember that song.
I don't even know that either. When did that come out?
Yeah, and then New York State of Mind from Nas. I think Welcome to New York City is better than that.
The Nas one is kind of too dark and gritty. Like that shit was off the Illmatic, right? It was a little too dark and gritty, I remember, for it to be like an anthem of New York.
Yeah. And then I ain't gonna get to the other ones they got on here. They got the Taylor Swift Welcome to New York, Frank Sinatra and all that shit. But I think Welcome to New York City is the best one.
100%, man.
I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, no, 100%. Unfortunately, they couldn't get out their own way and ignore the beef enough to push that song the way it needed to be pushed. So it's unfortunate, but at least we got that song out of it. So speaking of New York, it's time to talk about this NBA Finals, man. Time to talk about this legendary meltdown from the San Antonio Spurs. Now, it was funny because Game 4 was like the first game of the series I've actually watched pretty much in full.
Oh, damn.
You know, usually I just watch parts of it because it's really been like kind of blowouts, not really close. So I like check in with the score. And I think there was one. I think the last game before that was kind of close. But in general, it hadn't been all that. And this is the first game I actually sat down and watched. And I started like before halftime, and it was already a huge blowout.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, man, I'm probably just I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching this game. It's fun to watch New York get stomped. So I kind of want to see it for that. But then again, I was like, I cut on the game. I have other monitor up here. I cut on the Xbox, started playing some shit, and I keep glancing to my left, watching the TV, and I'm like, wait a minute. They're creeping up. Now they're down 9. What the fuck is going on? So I turned all my attention to it. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? It's in the fourth quarter now, and they're mounting this legendary comeback. The San Antonio Spurs are melting down. Wemby missing free throws, and De'Aaron Fox, who should be investigated by somebody.
He's looking like Terry Rozier.
Yeah. What he was doing on the court, I don't know if that was coaching or what, but he looked lost. The whole team just melted down. New York came back. That tip in by OG, if they win this series, that's going to be one of the top, I don't want to say top 5, maybe top 10 moments in NBA Finals history for sure.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on this, man? I'm sure you watched the game. What were your thoughts on this historic meltdown? Biggest lead by a road team in NBA Finals history at halftime. Wasted. Knicks are up 3-1. Now they got to pull a LeBron 2016 to somehow win this. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think there's any chance that San Antonio comes back in this series?
Yeah, I thought it was a crazy game, man, because, like you, I was watching it at half. I'm like, look like this series got really interesting now because, the Knicks was up 2-0 and they had home court advantage. So I'm thinking like, damn, like this, I hope the Knicks ain't just going to squeak their way through the whole fucking playoffs like that. I know they lost like a game or two, but I want to say the last 2 series wasn't even close. And so I'm thinking like, damn, it's about to be a series now. And just a side note, I don't have a dog in the fight with these games because I don't like the Spurs or the Knicks. But if it was up to me, I'd rather the Knicks win. I don't want Wemby to get his ring this early. and at least I will feel some type of happiness for at least some Knicks fans because they ain't win shit since 73. So at least I can have a little bit of happiness for that. Like, all right, y'all finally got one. But I ain't want the Spurs to get back to their dynasty, man. They already got probably one of the best players in the world. I don't need that. But anyway, when they started making that comeback, I'm like, man, at this point, I'm like, Spurs, dude. I'm rooting for the Spurs at this point. I'm like, do not blow this game, man. Like, nah, man, the Knicks can't have this much of a legendary playoff run because remember they did it to the Cavs. In the fourth, I think they was down 24 in the fourth quarter with like felt like 5 minutes left in the game, and they came back and won. And so when I seen that happen, I'm like, oh nah, man. I know the Spurs ain't shitting themselves right now. And then, not to mention, they kept panning. The cameras kept panning to every celebrity in that bitch. And it felt like that place was rocking. I'm like, damn. And we done seen some places where some home court advantages where OKC they crowd usually be rocking. San Antonio they crowd usually be rock. I ain't never seen nothing like this. And then the celebrities on the sideline so ignorant, man. They just be all on the court. They be tapping the referee and all that shit, man. I'm like, man, this is looking bad for the Spurs. So I was really shocked they came back and won that game, man. And at that point, I think they just they gonna win it. They probably I don't know if they're gonna win the next game, but I think they the champs at this point, man. They can't go this far and not win it all, man. This was a legendary run for them. And although I'm gonna be a little irritated just seeing Knicks fans being so arrogant, and I don't want to see no fucking Desus on, or not Desus, but Merrill on fucking First Take in some fucking Timberlands and all that shit. Like and Fat Joe, I don't want to see no fucking Fat Joe. But man, the Knicks are playing their asses off, man. I don't know what it is. They ain't even the better team to me, but they just playing better. And so, yeah, I think the Spurs are toast in this game. I do think they're gonna be better next year and all that shit. They probably get back, but they definitely gonna ship De'Aaron Fox ass out of there, man. I think they're gonna ship him out before the last game. But now I think it's for certain. I think he out of there because they got some other not rookies, but other players that is clearly better and younger, and probably deserve a little more playing time. Probably deserve to start. And I'll talk about Dylan Harper. So nah, man, I thought it was a good game, man. I kind of enjoyed it, but I'm pissed off at the Spurs that they just let that game go like that.
Hot take I have, man, that I just thought of. The Spurs should have brought in Chris Paul. They should have brought him back. Chris Paul does not melt down in that game. He gets them out of there. He gets their mentality right. I think they should have brought him in. It's unfortunate because that'll be his last chance at a ring. He could have retired after this season still, but they needed somebody like him, his veteran leadership. And
yeah. I wonder why ain't nobody check him out. I'm kind of I know he wouldn't have went nowhere, but or this thing wouldn't have went nowhere, but shit, I wish the Rockets could have looked at it because they need a fucking point guard, man.
Yeah.
But I kind of get it. I get it, but you're right, man. I think the Spurs could have had somebody like a Chris Paul.
I think the thing with him is he was pissing too many people off. Even with the Clippers, I don't think it was his play that got him sat. It was the fact that he's very controlling. He's very demanding of players, and people don't like that, especially younger players. They don't like that anymore. They don't grow up coached like that. In Chris Paul's time, he was coached like that. But now these newer players coming through AAU, they don't get coached like that anymore, man. So I think they don't really appreciate it. They can't handle it. But I think he would have definitely helped the Spurs here. I forgot he was even on the Spurs, so somebody else brought it up. But I think a few years ago, he was on the Spurs, and they showed him like teaching Wemby. He told him to miss a free throw intentionally because it would have helped them in a situation. And that's somebody you need to get through this finals run. Yeah, and they're sorely missing that. I've done an about face on the Spurs, by the way. Yeah, I'm sick of them now. I don't like them. I don't like Wemby anymore. I don't like his.
You think he played dirty?
That shit he was doing, all the taunting. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do that shit, you better not melt down the way you did, and not show up in the end and blow a 29-point lead at the half somehow.
Do you think him the way he reacted to beating the Thunder? Do you think that kind of look a little funny now? Just how they
Yeah,
kind of
now
melt?
it does. Now it does. And it also proves like they're just too young for this stage. What was that Jared Allen quote? The lights were brighter than expected. Yeah. That honestly, I think that's the case. I think the lights are too bright for them right now, man. I think, like you said, they're a good team. They could have won this series if they played the way they had been playing, but it's just not working out, man. It's I never thought of Karl Anthony Towns as some kind of defensive beast, but he's able to keep Wemby in check a lot, and it's killing him, man. It's killing him. So, yeah, I don't like the whole the taunting and all that shit, and then you melt down, and now it reminds me of that Michael Jordan quote from The Last Dance when he's in a locker room with that baseball bat, and he's like, any man could talk when they're up. Anybody can talk when they're up, 5, 10, 20. It takes a real man to talk when you're down. When you're down, can you keep talking that shit? And I don't see Wemby talking that shit when he's down anymore, man. I see him getting all mopey.
Yeah.
So, nah, I don't respect it. I don't respect it. If you're gonna talk shit the whole way. Don't just talk shit when you up 20.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Nah, it's crazy though, but man, we gonna get. Hey, we need to turn off ESPN once the Knicks win it, man.
Yeah,
it's insufferable, man.
I feel bad for anybody going to the game that's like an innocent bystander, and because have you seen this shit on the streets?
Oh, the fight!
They're gonna burn that city down if the Knicks win.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. How did you feel about when Donald Trump, President Trump, went to Game 3, and they booed the shit out of him, man?
Very funny. Also, very funny that ESPN changed the audio and made it, because when I heard it, I thought it sounded like they were cheering. I'm like, okay, there's no way. But then somebody posted cell phone footage and it was clearly booing. So I'm like, okay, you could tell they switched the audio at some point here. But I'm not surprised, man. It sucked that he fucking went and people that wanted to go couldn't go. People couldn't do watch parties and shit and all that stuff. Now I see why the NBA had to let him come. Because they let every president, they let Obama come to games. They can't just be like, we don't like you as a president, so we don't want you at our games. They have to let the president come to the games. I get that. I don't think you have to dick eat him like Adam Silver did. That was kind of weird. But they had to let him come. So I understood.
Yeah, and this one was different too because he ain't the first president to ever go to a game. But I think he is the first active president that actually went to a game in a minute. I think Obama went to a game, but I don't think he was the active president. I think this was after, and the same with the other presidents. So because I was wondering, I'm like, why is they making this a big deal? Other presidents went to the game, but I realized I'm like, oh, he's an active president right now. And so, of course, they gonna have to shut all that shit down because I as much as I didn't want them to shut the watch party outside the stadium down, I did remember. I'm like, okay, I get it, man, because people are already trying to kill this nigga. So I'm sure they got to clear out all of that shit in New York, and it's New York too, so it's already packed. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, that is kind of fucked up. But I mean, I think it is a good look for a president to go to a finals game. I thought that was kind of dope. But I guess if you was a Knicks fan and you was just out there, it do seem like it kind of gave them the bad vibes a little bit because the Knicks look awful in that game too.
Yeah. And also I have to say this second Trump presidency has kind of proven to me that I don't think being a president is that hard of a job or that busy of a job as I thought it was, because it seemed like he's always just doing some goofy fun shit. He's going to NFL games. He's going to NBA games. He's having UFC in his backyard this weekend. I'm like, he's talking about redecorating the ballroom and all this shit he just does. I'm like, I thought y'all had meetings 24/7 and you couldn't do nothing without like months and months of approval and scheduling. But it seems like he just does whatever the fuck he wants, and nobody cares. So, hey, maybe being the president ain't that hard, man. Maybe anybody can do it.
You know what this sound like? If a Make-A-Wish kid wanted to be a president.
Exactly, 100. It sounds like a Disney movie when a kid becomes president somehow or some shit.
This is like if I Ruled the World was a real song. Like if I was president, I would do this. I'll go here. I'll do that. I'll put my feet up on the desk. That's exactly what it seemed like.
100%, man. Wasn't there a TV show? I want to say it was called Corey in the House with the no, he wasn't president. I don't think. I didn't watch that show.
Yeah.
But that little black kid who was like got in the White House somehow. I know there's been a movie about a kid who became president, but I can't remember how the shit went. But yeah, it does feel like it's just you guys a lot of fun, man. I have to say. So
it was a movie called First Kid.
Oh, okay.
That came out in '96.
I remember something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. I actually seen this. This was one with Sinbad.
Oh, okay.
Sinbad was like the Secret Service agent.
Wait, play the trailer, man. We have to maybe I saw this movie too. I can't remember. But the poster.
It wasn't a black kid though.
Yeah, it was Sinbad in the movie. There was a TV show called Corey in the House.
Okay.
Okay. That was on Disney. Play the trailer. Can you look at the trailer for First Kid? I want to see this shit, man.
Yeah. Oh man. All right.
Secret Service agent Sam Sims has a style all his own.
Sims, what is that? This is a black tie affair.
I know, sir, and I got it covered. I'm black. I'm wearing a tie.
But no.
Oh my God.
The president's son.
Definitely the most powerful kid in the universe.
He's just a kid. How bad can it be?
So, you like snakes?
Oh, he bit me!
Guarding America's first kid
Unlock the door.
can be the world's worst job.
How many times has Mr. Sims been left back?
But being the first kid
The school dance is Friday. Do you want to come?
is even tougher.
Do you think you're better than everyone?
I can't allow you off the grounds. What are you doing down here?
I don't have any friends. You can't keep that kid locked up in his room.
I can't dance.
Madden?
You said I can't dance.
Oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right.
All right.
No, this is the most 90s movie ever, man.
Yes.
First off, it's the black-white dynamic. It's Sinbad in it, which means it's super 90s. It's yeah, that was rough. So apparently that kid was like the president's son, and I guess the Secret Service agent had to watch over him. But yeah, that looked very, very 90s, man. That's the most 90s shit you'll see. And Sinbad used to be in everything. It's crazy to remember. Sinbad used to be in everything back in the day in the early mid 90s.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, nah, dang. That's man, Sinbad.
So, yeah. What were you talking about? Oh, the Knicks and fucking Spurs. So so I think this game is basically done. This series is done. Like you, I don't want to see New York be too happy about this, but you know what's coming. I don't want to see Stephen A. Smith, who also, sidebar, has a beef with Trump right now. Have you seen that shit?
Yes.
Trump said he was too low IQ to be president.
Yeah.
And
he said, I don't think he has the IQ. Matter of fact, I know he don't.
Yes, but I do like him. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but I don't think he has the IQ.
I don't think I ever think I would see the day on First Take where Stephen A. or they just having a full-blown segment, him talking shit about the president, man. I'm like, man,
the most accessible president ever, by the way, too. It reminds me of that when Tiger Woods called Trump when he got in that accident. I'm like, you just call Trump and he'll pick up.
Yeah.
Like, so it's been very funny to watch. I mean, fucked up for the world, but funny to watch.
Yeah.
Play out. And then Stephen A. Smith got on. He he put the picture of Trump falling asleep at the game and was like, "Oh, you called Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. What do we call you?" So yeah, it's wild seeing Stephen A. Smith beef with the president on First Take.
Yeah, we were just talking about how it was crazy. Remember when Obama called Kanye a jackass?
Yes.
And that I think we kind of went past that like it was, because I guess he was right, but I'm like, man, that got to be crushing to Kanye for the president of the United States, somebody that's from Chicago, where you from, to call you a jackass. I'm like, man, it's kind of normal now with Trump, but I'm like, damn, you never heard a president address somebody like that, call him a jackass, an entertainer.
And technically, that was like off camera. It was supposed to be. That got leaked out. It was during an interview, but it wasn't supposed to be on TV or aired.
Yeah,
it was like during the off segment, and they put it out there. So, yeah, that was pretty wild back then. I think that did fuck Kanye up even more than he probably already was.
That would fuck me up, man.
Yeah,
because I'm sure he looked up to
president call you a jackass. Damn.
Yeah, and I'm sure he looked up to Obama. I think he mentioned him in some songs and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But from Chicago and all that, black, that would have fucked me up.
Yeah, it would suck to get called out by Obama, man. But now it happens every day. We don't even get surprised by it anymore.
Yeah, and get that son of a bitch off the field.
Like, yep.
all type of shit, man.
You never know. He'll just one day go on a rant about Rosie O'Donnell, who we haven't thought of in like 20 years, who he still hates. So, yeah, man, just the state we're in right now.
Yeah,
country. Anything else about? Oh yeah, are you excited for the World Cup? Keeping with the sports, are you going to tap in to the World Cup like everybody else is?
I'm gonna tap in a little bit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm still not into soccer that much, but I think it hits different since the World Cup is here in Houston, and I definitely want to get out somewhere and watch it. Like, I'm gonna probably check it out a little bit at home, but I definitely want to experience watching soccer around other people, especially with the World Cup being here. So I wish I could kind of go to a game, man, but them tickets high as hell.
Yeah.
So if somebody give me a free ticket, I go.
Yeah,
but
somebody hook up Figgy, man. You've done a lot for the city.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna tap in a little bit, to be honest. So yeah, I'm curious to see just the vibe and all that stuff. Did you see the DR Congo coming in Houston?
I didn't.
Oh man, I gotta find it for you now. So they decided to make Houston their home base.
Okay.
And so it was a video of them coming getting off or I guess walking through the airport. So here, let me see if I can pull this up real quick.
I gotta check this shit, man.
Yeah, no, I'm like, man, they like it looked like it's straight out of Coming to America.
Oh shit, they got the furs on, man. All right. So everybody does a ole in soccer.
Yeah,
that's Spanish.
I didn't know that.
Is that the team itself, or is that like?
I'm not sure. I'm guessing it got to be.
Look too old to be. I don't know if that's all the team or just people from the country, or I'm guessing that has to be the team, right?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. But
That's funny though. They got that shit on, man. I can't lie.
yeah, I'm like,
Clean.
damn, I didn't know they was doing all that. Like, meanwhile, we just walking around in sweats and
Yeah,
jumpsuits.
looking like Jadena. Remember him, Jadena? That rapper used to always dress in the fucking tux.
Oh yeah.
I
Niggas
think that
look
was
like
named
gang.
Jadena. Yeah.
What happened to him?
No, I don't fucking know, man. One of these one-hit wonders, basically. I don't even know if he had a hit, but I remember seeing him all the time in a fucking tuxedo, no matter where he went. So the classic, man. He called himself the classic man.
Oh yeah, that was the one song he had too.
Yeah.
Classic man.
If your whole gimmick is I wear suits, you ain't gonna last very long in rap, man. All right.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you think about the Wu-Tang performance in Game 4? Do you think that was what brought them back?
Hey man, it's hard for me to argue. It didn't. I think so, man. First of all, I was surprised to see all of them there like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was surprised, and I ain't watched the whole thing, so I don't know what they perform. I think the clip I watched was only like 4 minutes, but man, I was shocked that they got all of them because when they said Wu-Tang Clan, I'm thinking it's about to be RZA, who else? Method Man.
Yeah,
and I ain't think Ghostface Killer was gonna be there.
Me neither.
Yeah, so I was shocked when I seen all of them. I'm like, damn, that's dope. They might need to perform again if they end up going back to the Garden.
Honestly, man, I was thinking that performance, I'm like, okay, maybe they need to extend halftime for the finals because they had Cardi B and one night in New York, and then they had Wu-Tang. But I saw the whole Wu-Tang set, and it was like 3 minutes long. Exactly 3 minutes long.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, it was only 3 minutes, man. They did like a quick medley. I think they did Wu-Tang Clan and Nothing to Fuck With. Then they did METHOD Man. Then they did Protect Your Neck, I think, or something like that. But yeah, they only did like a quick melody of a few songs.
Damn.
And if it was like 10 minutes, it would have been way better. But it was only 3. It was very quick.
Yeah, because the clip I watched, they didn't even perform no Ghostface song.
Yeah, they didn't. They did.
So I'm like, damn, man. He like salute to him for getting up there. I'm like, I want to hear, at least play the ice cream verse from Ghostface.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, and I kind of wish maybe that's something the NBA will do going forward. I think the NBA Finals should have more of a Super Bowl type feel. I know it's not the same because it's best of 7, and there's a lot of going back and forth. So it's hard to get excited for one game when it's not the elimination game.
Yeah.
But I do think they need to add a little bit more to the finals rather than just having it feel like another playoff series.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see more halftime performances maybe. And yeah, longer at least. Now, to be fair, I don't know who San Antonio can get. I don't know. I know San Antonio probably going to bring out Baby Bash, maybe. I don't fucking know who's gonna be there, but I would like to see if Star's gonna start coming out for the NBA Finals. I would like to see a little bit longer halftime performance, maybe, if possible.
Yeah, and plus San Antonio, I think they could just get anybody, to be honest. They don't have to be necessarily San Antonio, flavor unless it makes sense, because I think Cleveland, which was hilarious, I think they had Fetty Wap performing.
Yeah.
And that could have been a little bad juju too, because I know he wasn't I'm sure he's probably a Knicks fan. But yeah, man, I think they should do like a quarter long maybe performance at least.
Yeah, Dub said that too. Quarter length halftime show would be cool. I agree. Now it would make everything a little bit longer. But and again, I don't want to be like the Super Bowl too much, because the Super Bowl is too much going on. Like I remember
too advertising.
It takes too long to start.
Yeah.
Like I remember getting to my parents' house because we watched it together, and like the game starts at 7 theoretically. That shit don't start till like 8:30, man. When you get past all the national anthems they gotta play, they gotta do the salute to the troops, they gotta do all this shit. And I'm like, get to the fucking game, man.
Salute to the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, everybody gotta come out on the field.
All 100 Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Here's the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Gotta bring everybody out. And I'm like, God, we just get on with the football, man.
Here's the medical trainer of the year right here. Here's the Make-A-Wish kid of the year. They do all that shit.
Everything, man. It takes so long to get in. Here's 5 national anthems that we have to play now. The black national anthem with some black person, and then the country national anthem with some country ass person. Is too much, man. I don't want it to be that long, but I would like to see a little more to make it feel like it's a big event, you know, and not just another playoff series.
Yeah, they should do it like the how they do it the All-Star game, because I think they had like a longer performance at the All-Star game, but they should do something like that.
I'll be down with it, man. But yeah, it was cool that they all showed up, and I like that performance, man. I think it might have put the battery in the back of the Knicks.
Yeah.
Other things going on this week, man. Now you got to school me on this because I didn't really keep up too much on it. The Diddy sex tape with a porn star, Daphne Joy, I believe she is.
So she's
actually his 50 Cent's baby mother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So so it was a long ass sex tape. I want to say about 40 minutes was leaked.
Damn.
Yeah, and it showed everything. It looked like a freak off pretty much. It was her and another dude. I think Diddy hired, probably an escort, and Diddy was in there too. And so they were having a good time. Daphne and the escort was having a good time doing everything pretty much. And Diddy got a lot of heat over this because a lot of women were saying he was small. Like he wasn't packing at all. So a lot of people was having a field day with that. And but the other part of that, outside of that part, the other part is Daphne released a statement. Let me see if I can find this statement. Because I heard she deleted it recently. But she released a statement on, I want to say, Instagram. And she said, let me pull it up real quick.
I saw her talk to DJ Academics about something, and Doc, she looks good. I can't lie. I she was trying to put some shit on the Academics too. I would have melted. I would have fell for it too. She looks good, man. She has a very, you can tell she's good at what she does.
Yeah. It's kind of shocking because it seemed like she just I'm kind of shocked which 50 Cent made her baby mama, because it seemed like he kind of moved a little smarter.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, but this is what she said right here. She said, where the fuck the shit at? Hold on. Where the fuck is I can't find where. Hold on.
Is that the statement?
Yeah, I lost the damn tab. I got all these damn tabs. Oh, here we go. So when the tape dropped and all that stuff, everybody reacted to it. I ain't gonna read the whole thing, but she said everybody plays the fool sometimes, and I've been the biggest fool. I just wanted my man at the time to be happy and satisfied. I wanted to feel his desires, and even if it meant breaking my own boundaries, I deeply loved him, and he loved me too. And she said, still so painful for me to process this harsh reality and truth of this relationship. And she mentioned how the tape, she never consent being filmed, and she was blackmailed. And she mentioned something. Oh, she said it took me all day to find the courage to rewatch my abuse. So I think that was the main thing people took issue with. because everybody was like, "Hey, it looked like you wasn't. It didn't look like abuse when you was in there in the video. It looked like consent to me." So,
No, man, I
she
gotta
just,
say,
I think she just deleted it today.
I gotta say something, and it's like, now I understand that the world has been rough for women for a long time, but there's one advantage they have in modern day society is that they can always play the victim, no matter what the circumstance is, and they can be forgiven for whatever they've done almost. Now, imagine a man coming out and saying some shit like that. Do you think anybody will be sympathetic? Anytime a man apologizes, it gets shitted on immediately. Nah, you don't mean it. I'm sure Diddy has apologized several times for all the shit he's done. You think anybody takes it seriously? But all you got to do, and this is why I think Diana Rossini will be welcome back at some point, because she's going to come back and act like she's the victim, and it'll be all waved away. So I think, look, just say you was young and freaky. That's all you got to say, and move on. All right, it's
hard for her to watch her abuse.
Yeah. Anybody can say that, and look, I get it because he's in jail. We know he did shit, so it's easy to just say, yeah, he was an abuser. But a lot of these people were having fun too.
Yeah, and honestly, and that was the takeaway from the video. I seen a little bit of the video. I wasn't about to watch no 40 minutes of that shit. But to me, from my take from it, looked like they were all in on it. It looked like they were having Diddy didn't look super aggressive or anything. Honestly, you know what it looked like? It looked like a sugar daddy who probably don't got it like that no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the bedroom, just hired a young dude to go in there and have a good time with his wife, and he just kind of be there too. That's what it looked like. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I think if she would have just said, "Damn, I was just young and stupid, having a good time," you know. But she tried to play the abuse card. Like, it's hard to watch about abuse. So I don't know, man. She got crushed for it. I see a lot of people defending that. But also after that, that's when she kind of went on a little podcast run. When she hopped on with Academic, she hopped on with Adam 22. I think she had her OnlyFans in her bio. She was promoting her OnlyFans and all that shit. So I'm just like, man, that she could have kept that little statement.
This is her Kim Kardashian moment. But the problem is society ain't like it was when Kim Kardashian's tape came out. When that tape came out, it was rare to see a sex tape from celebrities be circulated like that.
Yeah.
Now it was like pointers everywhere, man. You can see anything from anybody almost. So the world ain't the same. She ain't going to have the same success that Kim Kardashian had from having a sex tape, which we now know also, by the way, was set up. Like the whole thing was fucking set up and paid for. So yeah, it was fucking, it's not going to happen for her. But hey.
Yeah, but yeah, she by the way, a lot of people saying that sex tape was whack.
Most are.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're a paid
professional porn star.
Yes. That's why that stuff is just for your home use. It's not for mass marketing and distribution.
And the other thing, I think people don't realize just shooting porn, how hard it is, no pun intended. Just how you know, it's not just you getting in there fucking. Like, it's cut scenes and you got to stop and then move this way to the right camera view. It's not just let me get in there and just fucking bust a nut. You really in there. It's like it's really shooting a movie. Like, it's not just
shit ain't in the way. Like, you got fucking nothing's blocking anything. So
yeah, like the perfect lighting and you know, just different angles. You got to stop. It's not like you just having a good time and they just trying to catch every angle. They going through different angles they want to do and all that stuff. So that got to be. I mean, I say this kind of tongue in cheek, but it got to be a tough job. Just imagine, you know, sitting there getting paid to do porn with this girl, but you can't really enjoy it like you want to. Like, you want to have a good time and and do all of that, but you really performing. You really gotta, you can't blow your load, for lack of a better word, because you shooting the scene. So I don't know. Like I think people don't realize how hard it is to actually do that. It's not just get the camera and record us doing it.
Yeah, same thing with the threesome. Like, there's a lot of things that just seem better in our mind, but then you actually try it, it's like it's not what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And you gotta perform. You pretty much perform.
exactly. You
Yeah.
gotta take a gas station pill or something to make sure you got the stamina. So, yeah, it's rough. And also the thing about I didn't see the tape, so I don't know what Diddy's size is, but it did annoy me that you told me that people were making fun of him for that, because I'm okay. Whenever I see a story about like a trans person, like for example, male to female commits a crime, a horrible crime, like people will still say she did this, or she, like they'll respect the pronouns and they'll get mad if you say, well, this guy did this. You say, no, respect the pronouns, even if it's a horrible person, respect the pronouns. But when it's Diddy, now most people will agree that body shaming is wrong, right? You can't call a woman fat. You can't say this and that. But when it's somebody like Diddy who people don't like, you can make fun and say his dick is little. Like, okay, so body shaming is okay when it's somebody you don't like, but dead naming or misgendering somebody is wrong, even though it's somebody who did a horrible crime.
I ain't think about it in that way.
It's just like the double standards are weird, man. It's like, okay, you could say D's a scumbag, but not make fun of his penis size.
Yeah.
Right. Like, isn't that shooting a little low? But
yeah,
it's accepted. All these things are okay. Make rape jokes are funny to people when it's somebody you don't like. People go, oh, you're gonna get raped in prison. I know that. That's not funny, dog. Nothing about rape in prison is funny or cool to me. I don't like you making jokes about that shit. That's horrifying.
Yeah, and the thing is, they only do it. I mean, like, it's one thing if somebody molested somebody, and like, oh, in jail they gonna get you back or something like that. But it'd be a not basic ass crime, but it'd be in jail for drugs or something like that. Oh, I hope you drop the soap and all this other shit.
Yeah,
it's just like, damn. Like, you pretty much say, I hope you get raped, bitch. That's pretty much what you said.
Yeah, that's sick, man. I don't think getting raped should be a part of the fucking punishment process of the of going to jail or going to prison, man. I think that's awful. And so
they don't say that about women when they go to jail.
Hell no. Hell no, because again, they can argue their way out of it. It reminds me of all the cases of when a teacher has sex with a student and it's a female with a male student. The female can always shoot back and be like, well, he kind of took advantage of me. I trusted him and he did this and he took advantage. Like, wait a minute, you're a grown ass woman. This is a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Or a 16-year-old kid or younger.
I wasn't in my right mind.
Yeah. And you can still victimize yourself and get pity.
Yeah.
Now, wait. Imagine a man having the nerve, a male teacher with a female student, and him saying, oh, she came on to me.
Hey, I hope you don't drop the soap, buddy.
Yes, exactly. Maybe that's what happened to Pat D. Stat. Remember him?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Man, they got him out of here so quick with that.
He disappeared for real.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
hey, that dude had a media credential, man.
He was everywhere, man. He was everywhere. And sometimes I'll get curious and check, and his fucking he didn't kill the Twitter. It's still up, but he's gone, man.
Yeah,
shit was wild. I don't know what he's doing now. He probably got a regular job somewhere.
I just remember just being at the press conference. Well, I wasn't there in person, but just hearing them, and they call his name Pat D. Stat. I'm like, they really calling him Pat D Stat.
Yeah.
And got
There's a
away with
reason
that.
why they didn't want him to use his government. It's like, call me
Yeah.
Pat. All right, man. Other things going on. You brought this up on the rundown, the Carmelo Anthony case.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been following it too closely. I've been seeing about it. So I looked it up a little bit. You got to explain to me what's controversial about it.
I think honestly, I think it's kind of. I don't think it's controversial, to be honest, and that's probably a hot take. But it's the obvious. Just the I don't know if you know what happened, but for those who don't know,
okay, go ahead.
For those who don't know, I guess it was some white kids picking on him or something like that, and he eventually, I guess, had a knife on him, killed the one of the brothers that was picking on him, pretty much. And so obviously he went to jail, went through the whole trial thing, and he was found guilty. And I want to say he got 25 years or 35 years or something like that. And it's the black versus white thing.
Yeah,
black people upset over this and feel like if it was a white person, he would have got off on that. And also bringing up the fact that he was being bullied. What was he supposed to do? And white people, of course, saying the other side. So yeah, I was curious if you actually kept up with it and what you think of it. Like, my personal opinion, I was talking to my wife about this because she was a little bit sad over it, and I was like, man, it's just, to me, I don't even have a side to this. I ain't the person that's like, oh, why he should be out free and all. I'm not on either side. But I'm like, man, this is one of those situations where it's just fucked up over everywhere, man. I think everybody was wrong in this, and I don't think nobody deserved to lose their life. And also, I also think it was wrong to be picking on somebody, man. Like, I think that kind of got lost in it because a murder happened and somebody in jail. But I'm like, man, like, stop. We need to stop picking on people, man. Like, you don't know what people gonna do. Or how they gonna react. And unfortunately, he reacted the wrong way. I don't think he should have did that. And I think that type of shit, you just gotta. I think that comes with the consequences, man. So I wasn't really just upset over it like that, like a lot of people are, or a lot of black people are. But I just think overall it's just a sad situation where nobody won in this. Like, either the family of the white kid, they lost somebody, and the black family, they lost their kid. He's in prison now, and it was all fucked up. Like, I think people shouldn't be bullying on anybody. But yeah, I thought it was interesting how it kind of carried like this. I wasn't really too passionate over this, because I thought it was kind of obvious. It wasn't like, to me, I feel like, did you see the other situation with the Asian store owner?
Yeah, I did see that. Shot a kid and he had a gun, so he got off. And yeah,
I thought that was a little more troubling. I feel like nobody was really talking about that one.
Yeah,
that was troubling, because I think that Asian store owner, I think he shot somebody before and got off. So this is probably like the second or third time this happened. And the person that he shot in the back while he was running away. I guess they accused him of stealing some water or something, and he didn't even steal nothing. And the guy, the Asian guy, got off scot-free pretty much. So I thought that was a little more troubling. But this one, the Carmelo Anthony case, I didn't. I just thought it was sad in general on all parts. I just, I wasn't too passionate about it.
Yeah, it's another one of those things we talk about where it's like, as black people, you feel like you got to pick a side sometimes when it comes to shit like this. And I think sometimes you just got to admit, like, shit's fucked up, but what can you do, man? Like, he killed somebody at the end of the day, and he got punished for it. You can all I'm seeing in the story that I've been reading is that he got pushed, and I don't think that's reason to stab somebody. I'm sorry. Now, if he was getting beat the fuck on and pummeled, I can understand that. You're in life or fight or flight mode at that point. But he got pushed and he stabbed the kid who pushed him. So I just don't think that's good enough. That's not going to work for me, man. I can't get behind this one. So like you said, very sad situation all around. But yeah, I can't cape for this one, man. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate, but
I think also what people and I guess this is natural, just knowing all the other situations that happened over the years with white people getting off on crimes, killing black people. And so when the role is reversed and it don't happen like that, it's kind of I understand from that point where you kind of be up in arms. And it's always, a lot of people always bring up what if it was a white person that did this or that type of situation, which I think is fair. But if you looking at this case right here, man, like I think it's no way he could walk scot-free, man. Like I just think it's unfortunate, man. I think there's other ways to handle this. And people might not like it, and it might not be fair, but it was another way Carmelo with a K could have handled this. Like I don't think getting a knife and killing somebody was the only way. So I hate to say it like that, man, because
that's the truth, man. People need to hear that sometimes.
Yeah, it's super sad, but I think that's the way it is, man. I think you can't handle it like that. I think about that all the time. You know how we sit around and talk like, man, if somebody do this, I'm lighting them up. That type of thing. Like it's cool to say in the moment, but you can't. If somebody, I know it's a little different breaking in somebody's house or something like that. I know that could get a little tricky, but if somebody is pushing you, kind of pushing you and saying bad things to you, disrespectful things, you can't kill them for it, man. Like this is other ways you could get around that. You could walk away. You could, I guess, just regular fight. I don't know, but it's other ways to get around that, man. No matter if white people always get away with it in the past. Like I think that's that type of shit you just can't do. And so I get it. It's sad, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always sad seeing young people get locked away for a long time for one spur of the moment thing. But this is one of those things where it's like you have to pay for it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There was a video I watched. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people go away for a long time for spur of the moment things, man. Moments they weren't thinking, or drinking and driving and stuff like that. They a lot of people have to go through those consequences. They can't just get off scot-free.
There was a video I watched a while back. A kid was being interrogated. He killed a cop, and like the police knew he killed this guy, and so they had his mom come in. And his mom was like, "Tell him just say the truth." And so he starts feeling it, and like slowly the realization set in that he was probably going to be in prison for the rest of his life. And so you could see him, like he started breaking down, crying. His mother was trying to be strong for him, but she started crying too. And it was super sad. But at the same time, it's like this is the price he had to pay, unfortunately, because there's some shit that you just can't be doing, man. So it's sad, but that's what happens sometimes. That's why we were super lucky to get through and just not have to deal with anything like that in your life. But one slip up, man. I think of some shit that I've done, like if I got caught doing, I would have been fucked up for a long time. And it's super sad when people go away for a long time when they're young, but it's just how life is, man. You got to pay for your shit. So
yeah, I think if this was the case, if he was to get off on this, it will be a lot more reactions like this, where if somebody push you or call you a bad name and you kill somebody, like I just think that type of stuff You can't do that. I don't think it was like you said, it wasn't like he was fighting for his life or something like that. And I know you could bring up a whole bunch of other stuff where it was the other way around, white person killing a black kid, and it was no real threat to it or something like that. I get that, but I think it's too risky for me to think, oh, they're gonna get some grace to this my black ass. Like, nah, I just I just don't think it's worth it, man.
I think in general we got to get past this white people do it too type mentality, man. I
Yes.
would like to see us have higher morals than that. I think that shit got played out with the OJ shit, where people just straight up admitted that, hey, white folks got away with this type of thing before. Why can't OJ? Like, that kind of mentality has to stop. I would like to think of us to think of like have higher morals and integrity than that, than to think, well, we should be able to get away with heinous crimes because other people do too.
Yeah.
I never liked that, man. I never liked people thinking so low of ourselves that we're the same as them and we got to be getting over the same type of bullshit. I don't really like that. So if you want this kid free, you need a better argument than, well, white people do it too. That's not gonna work for me, man. Dub says being the bigger man means taking the L a lot of times, and that's the biggest problem. Let me get on my porch right now and be a super old man. The biggest problem with these kids today, in general, people, not even just kids, everybody now, like nobody wants to take the L. Nobody wants to just walk away. Nobody wants to, hey, call me a pussy one more time. See what's going to happen, pussy. So now you have to do something.
Yeah.
And you're going to throw your life away for what? You could have walked away and forgot about this guy in 5 to 10 minutes. All right. But now, since you locked in this thing, nobody wants to take the L in the moment. You're thinking about what other people are thinking, seeing you, and everybody standing around. So now you got your pride involved, and you're going to throw away your life 20, 30 years in prison over some bullshit you could just walked away from.
Yeah.
So super sad, man. But people just got to get over that ego shit. People got to stop this. You see what happens if you do this one more time. That standoff shit is not worth it. Just walk away, man.
Yeah, I think I'm at the age where fighting ain't even worth it, man. Like it's one thing to sit here and say walk away from killing somebody, but dog, it's not even worth trying to fight. Well, you know what? If you got a problem with me, just go on your separate way, man. I ain't got nothing for you. Like, I'm too old for this shit.
Anytime we talked about this before in the podcast, nobody wants to see 40-year-old men fight, man. Not even boxers. Nobody wants to see no 40-year-old boxer fight. Nobody wants to see Floyd Mayweather come back at 50 years old, man. I'm sorry. It's going to be terrible. He's a professional fighter who's way more fit than all of us.
Yeah.
We don't want to see him fight. We definitely don't want to see no 40-year-old nigga off the street.
Yeah.
Fighting anybody, man. Dub says either take the L or face a jury with no black people on it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. But in that heat of the moment, you just can't take the L. You just can't. Your pride gets involved and you do something stupid and now you fucked up for life. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like I said, it's a sad situation, man. Obviously, my opinion, I just said I wouldn't put that out there on Twitter to say, because that's not the most popular thing, because it's either that's messed up, they did that to this black kid, or either the other side that black kid deserved, it's just nasty on all parts. But I'm like, man, this is just to me, this is kind of common sense, man. It's sad. It's sad overall, but I'm like, man, that's not how you react, man.
Yeah. I mean, the kid made a mistake and you got to pay for it. That's how life works, unfortunately. For if you're young and you do something like that, it's done. You're cooked for a while. So
yeah.
Tay-K learned the hard way too. Speaking of which, he was dropping music somehow. I don't know how the fuck that happened. But
they were teasing, talking about he might be getting out soon.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? There's no way.
Like, are y'all bored?
Out for some goofy animated video he was in or some shit. And I don't know what the fuck. That shit looks so stupid, man.
Yeah. Talk about grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah.
That motherfucker had what, 2 songs? And that
Dog,
was
his mixtape, the tape he put out was actually really good, which is crazy. I think he was actually really talented, but he had no chance. I think both his parents were gang members. So like he grew up in that shit and he was doing shit at such a young age. There was no way he was gonna make it, man. So I think he's where he belongs, unfortunately. But he did get us some good music before he went. So in lighter news, man, how do you feel about Rick Ross flying commercial? He got caught at the airport.
Yeah.
And
Was
people
he trying to hide too?
He had a full hoodie on, it looked like. So it did look like he was trying to be incognito, but he's big as fuck. So it's Rick Ross.
Yeah.
You see him, he got the beard and everything. And apparently he's been trying to cop pleas on Twitter, trying to explain this is why this rap shit got too silly, man. Now he gotta explain why he's flying commercial and not some private jet when we know Rick Ross ain't got private jet fly anywhere money. But he has to explain himself like that's some poor shit he don't usually do.
It's so stupid, man. And by the way, he could have been in first class for all we know. But he got to explain himself why he flying commercial. It's so stupid. And then he did try to explain because he I guess technically he did have a private jet that he had, but he tried to say, it was getting some work done to it, and I'm getting the $500,000 Wi-Fi or whatever the fuck he was saying. So it's so stupid, man. This is why I'm glad I'm not a rapper anymore, or at least that type of rapper where I gotta look like $1 million every time I step out the house. Like I really appreciate just having a normal life where it feels so good. And like in Houston, a lot of people know who I am and all that, which is fun. But in the same breath, I'm good with just having that conversation. Oh man, you probably make more money than me, man. I ain't making no money in radio like that. Like I'm good. I'm comfortable having that type of conversation. It's not a thing where I got to put on a show like I'm filthy rich and I gotta, only private jets and all that shit. And it's a lot of rappers and a lot of celebrities that don't fly private jets all the time because that shit is fucking expensive. And look, I know Rick Ross is, probably comfortable and all that shit, but he ain't the rapper I would have thought that will always fly private. Like I don't know, like his music ain't selling off the charts like that. So maybe he got some other businesses that's doing well, but that ain't the rapper I would have thought always got to have a private jet to me. So I just keeping up with this whole bullshit is insane to me.
I think people have like a monopoly sense of money sometimes where they think that if you're rich by their standard, that means you can get anything. I don't think people really realize how much a private jet costs.
The fuel alone,
yes.
Just the gas.
Yes.
Like the fuel for it is a long time. I think Ludacris, remember he had his own private jet that he will actually rent out. And he said, I can't remember if he got rid of it. But he said the fuel was insane where it didn't make sense for him to have it.
Yeah, there's no way he's making that kind of money to finance a private jet that he flies everywhere. Come on, it's Rick Ross. All right. It's not like fucking Taylor Swift we're talking about here, who does have her own private plane. She flies everywhere, but she can afford it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Rick Ross is not that. All right. He is at most a one-hit wonder without Drake. Let's be real. Or maybe a couple of hits without Drake involved. But yeah, it's very, I don't know. I think people are just have a weird sense of money where they think that you can buy anything once you're rich. And so they're making fun of Rick Ross for a flying commercial when it's like, why are you surprised? Yes, he is a funny guy who acts like he's way bigger than he is. not physically, but monetarily. But yeah, he's not. Come on, if you have common sense, there's no way he's fucking. His raps are real. All right, in general.
Yeah, you think he's just sitting on 50 million?
Yeah, like it's nothing. So, yeah, I'm not surprised, but it was funny seeing him try to explain himself, and yeah, it's just silly, man.
Yeah.
But speaking about rich people, I
By the way, real quick, by the way, Rick Ross pushed his album back.
I did see that too. I wonder why.
It's supposed to drop today.
Iceman was gonna kill it, so he wanted to wait a little bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, or probably nobody talking about that shit. He gonna sell fucking 10,000 albums.
Yeah, Iceman has been a number one for 3 weeks now. Probably going on 4. So yeah, he didn't want to get crushed by that again. He didn't want the memes to come out. So the Drake stands have been out in full force ever since Iceman and these albums dropped. So they're spinning the block on everybody, including Rick Ross. So you got to stay low for now. Maybe push that back a few months. And maybe last but not least, I'm sure you see this post from Sean Pendergast, our good friend of the show, co-host of Payne and Pendergast, 610. And he had a comment about a clip from the NBA player Carmelo Anthony explaining why $100 million ain't really all that. Can you pull it up real quick? Let's watch this clip because he had a very inflammatory response to
$100 million. That's $100 million. Let's not get that.
It's not 100,
but it's not really $100 million in over a 5-year span.
Pay attention, y'all.
Right? Like you talking about taking 58 to 60%, 58% or 48%, half your check. Right? So that 10 goes to 5 over 5 years. Right? So now within that 5, now you got other taxes that you got to pay.
Pay taxes in every state you play in.
Right? So now you got taxes alone that's going to hit you. Boom. You can't do nothing about that.
Right.
Then you got to live. You got to get a house. You're going to take care of your moms.
4% agency fee.
You got your agency fee. Right? So you got all of this shit that's happening within that $5 million now. Because you ain't working with 10. You're working with 5. So now you got to bust down to 5.
Wow.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And you telling you yes, you got to change your lifestyle. But your lifestyle changes drastically.
100%.
And that drastic lifestyle change
is not
fucks you up mentally.
Traumatized.
Right? That's the gray area that fucks a lot of athletes up.
Now, I thought it was a very reasonable take in general. Carmelo's kind of just explaining that when an NBA player sees $100 million, they have to realize they're not actually getting that. And he's trying to explain how things break down. But Sean Pendergast had a comment on this because apparently he's had enough. And Sean Pendergast said, in response to this video, I'll be honest, I'm getting a little tired of all the cuts about how hard it is to be disciplined with a 9-figure paycheck. Fuck all y'all. So, again, Sean, friend of the show, cool guy. I meet him. We chopped up a little bit during the NFL season when we're doing, games and whatnot for the Texans. But what is your response? I'll go first. I'm gonna put it all on you. I thought it was a little too much for that clip. I don't think that response really fit the clip that we just played. I think Carmelo is just trying to explain something to younger athletes who think they're getting more money than they actually are. And now I do know what Sean's talking about because there are clips of people saying like, $100 million really ain't all that because you got, and it ain't enough to do this and have to do this and that. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But I thought this was a little extreme and fuck all y'all. I think, looking for the perspective of a 20-year-old player who's coming into the league and gets $100 million, they're going to think that's like unlimited money. Because think about it, when you got your first real paycheck as a like 20-year-old or even younger, you thought that like, oh, a $500? Shit. I'm gonna go fucking
Hey, I'm gonna drop out of school for this.
Yes. When you get a little bit of money and you're young, we all did stupid shit. All right. You took a credit card out, maxed that bitch out, fucked up your credit because you realized you couldn't pay that back in enough time. And we all do stupid stuff when we're younger. And I think it's doubly so for NBA players and young athletes who get paid $10 million, $20 million, $100 million so young. They feel like they can never run out of it. So they run it up and buy a bunch of stupid shit that they can't keep up with because eventually then paycheck's gonna stop. But Sean's take, I don't know, man. I think it was getting some weird vibes from it, man. I think he was had just had enough of the conversation in general. And he's playing to the crowd, of course. So people will say, hey, I don't complain about, I got it way worse than him. I don't complain about my shit. But I thought it was a little extreme, man. I think Sean jumped off the porch a little too hard here. What do you think?
I think, I honestly think this is kind of like the straw that broke this camel's back. I think this is kind of adding on to the previous conversations that other athletes had, that other athletes echoed. And we actually talked about this on the show today. And to me, I understand where Melo is coming from because he's talking to other athletes. So this is, to me, this is strictly an athlete, athletes conversation where they'd be like, man, everybody think 100 million is all yours, but they kind of explaining the game to me where they just, the agent take this much, you got to buy this, you got to do that, you got to do that. So to me, like, I understand that part if you're talking to other athletes, but to me, I don't like when athletes throw that out there. Pretty much, to me, I feel like they try to play the hey, I'm normal too card a little bit, where because a lot of fans always look at athletes and say, oh, you got millions of dollars, what you doing? And I think, to me, being a professional sports person or a sports player, that's not like a normal job. That's, to me, that's an elite company that a lot of people won't ever get to, and they're fortunate enough to get there. And I kind of hate that they moments that, like, when they go around, with all these fancy cars and jewelry and all that stuff, it's totally fine. But I hate when they try to play the other card. It's kind of like, you ever met a nigga that always brag about how much they got, but then in the same breath, like, oh man, I grew up dirt poor. Like, they try to play both of the lanes. It's just like, come on, man. Like, you every time I see you talk about how much money you got, and then now when I say, man, I ain't had shit when I grew up, now you want to play, oh, I was broker than everybody. You try to play that card. I think athletes, and they're human beings like everybody else, but I think they need to realize that, their job is not like a normal 9-to-5 job. So a lot of people like us is going to look at them and be like, man, you got millions of dollars. That's, everybody want millions of dollars, but normal people they don't want to hear all of that, man. I got to pay this, I got to pay that, I got to pay that. Like, I think we all would love to have that problem. We would love to have $100 million and have to pay 4% to the agent and buy my mom a crib. And, you got to live the lifestyle too, to keep up with what you do. And you got to pay taxes in all 50 states and all this other shit. I think normal people would love to have that. But to me, sometimes, and I'm not saying this with Melo, because I could tell Melo was having a legit conversation with former players. But when other athletes talk about this type of stuff, it kind of come across like they whining a little bit. And I'm like, yo, if that's that big of an issue, stop playing back. Go get a regular job then, so you ain't got to worry about paying the agent or buying all these houses for your family, taking care of your family and stuff. Get a regular job to just focus on yourself at this point. But I know they ain't, that's not their intention, but it come across like that. It come across like that to a normal person where they just like, why is y'all complaining about this? Like, we would love, a lot of people would kill to be in that position. So I think I say all that to say, a lot of normal people just don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear about you complaining about how you got to do this and $100 million ain't really $100 million. No, it's $100 million. You just got more responsibilities you got to do. That's where anybody, hell, I could be making 50 grand a year and I got more responsibilities because I'm making more money. So I don't know. I just hate the whole moping around like, oh yeah, $100 million really ain't $100 million. All right, 50 grand ain't really 50 grand then. Like, just because I make 50 grand don't mean I got it all. So but to answer your question, I think Sean, he just got tired of the athletes just keep bringing this conversation up, because I felt like it been brought up a lot of times, more than I would have wanted. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think whenever I hear Carmelo and people talk about this, I think in general they're trying to explain how anybody can go broke. Because it's true, anybody can go broke, man. People always say, oh, he ain't broke. He'd have made $200 million in his NBA career. He's trying to break down how that cannot amount to shit in general after a while. I mean, there's no clearer case than Floyd Mayweather right now. Floyd Mayweather made over $1 billion in his boxing career. I think he made more money than any other athlete ever, probably, in terms of just from money from his sport, not even including all the endorsement deals and all that shit. But he made over $1 billion just boxing. And now he's getting to the point where he's in trouble financially and he has to fight again at 50 years old. Mm-hmm. So anybody can go broke, man. If you spend money like it's water, it will catch up to you. And people, I think they're just trying to explain that to people. Because every athlete was going to do that to a bit in general. They're going to spend money like it's water because they've never seen that much money in their life before. Yeah. But they're trying to show that, okay, this will end at some point and you could be in trouble. Now, to Sean's point, what I do get sick of is when people, when the athletes do the, oh, woe is me, I got to go to another state because I got traded. That's that type of shit that, like, the trials and tribulations of the NBA and NFL player, I don't care for. I saw somebody make a post. I think he got dogpiled too. But I think I forget which player it was, but he was explaining how it was tough when he got traded because he had just bought a house. He had just moved his stuff into wherever he was playing. And now he has to uproot everything. He has to sell the house and all this shit. And somebody quoted it and he said, people don't really understand how hard it is to play in the NBA. Imagine if you were at your job and you had to move and you had to leave your house and all this stuff. I'm sure it's hard for these NBA players to just have to move at the whim of whoever and play in a different state. Save me with all that shit, all right? Because you cannot play basketball and not deal with that shit, all right? You chose to be a professional athlete. Yeah. You knew what came with it coming in. Yeah. So you can't complain about it now. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. And I don't want to hear regular people caping for you for this shit, because any of us would definitely do that for $10 million and not even 90, 100 million like most of them getting. Yeah. $10 million, I'll move to fucking Alaska and do what I got to do, man. So don't play me like that's what I get sick of. Oh, woe is me, I got to move to Utah. Suck it up, man. I'm sorry, I don't care.
Yeah, and breaking news. You know who do that a lot and don't get paid as much? People in the military. Yes. People in the military, they got to pick up and move all the time, and they ain't making nearly as much as them or have that type of lifestyle. So I'm with you on that. And honestly, like I know I work in radio and all that stuff, and I don't get paid that much, but I still feel like my job, like I'm not at that level where I feel like I'm in the NBA or some shit. But it is a rare job. It's a cool job to have that I would never complain about. So like I know what comes with being in radio. I could lose my job Monday morning. Monday morning could be my last show. Like, and it's sad, and I'm not even making that much, but I kind of know what the game is. That's why I do so much to try to, prepare for it just in case that day happen. So like, and mind you, probably some people that work 9 to 5 jobs that make way more than me. And just for the simple fact that I'm doing the job I like, I get to talk and do all this stuff for a living. Like I still have the respect of other people that actually work like a hard labor job, man. Like I would never be, boo-hooing so much where I'm like, man, this job is so hard. People don't understand. Like I would never do that because I'm sure it's a lot of people that will give their left nut to work in radio. So I just like, and that's coming from a guy that don't make nothing like that. So I just hate when people or athletes have that type of talk. It's just like, man, like if you knew you knew what this job was coming in, that it's a possibility that you might get traded every single year. Like if you was that worried about that, you wouldn't even get in that job, man. And that's kind of some of my beef. This might be a hot take too. That's kind of some of my beef when it comes to the whole waitress and tip culture. How a lot of people, like, I don't have an issue with them, but my issue be with people trying to shame you for not tipping and, oh, they only make this and you should be. I'm like, man, if the tipping business is a little tricky, like I wouldn't even like. That's why I never became a waitress, or a waiter. I never wanted to be a waiter because I know it could be a little tricky. Like when it's on, it's good. You could probably clean up with money, but on a bad day, it could be a little rough. So like I never understood where people try to shame you, like, oh, they make this, but I'm like, man, they don't have to be a waitress. Like you could make a regular salary washing the dishes or doing something else. I think being a waiter or waitress, that's kind of like it's some give and take to it. Like on a good day, you can make a lot of money that's yours, but on a bad day, it might be. I think it's kind of a give and take. I don't think nobody is forcing somebody to do that specific job like that. And that's how I kind of look at the NBA.
I'll push back a little bit because, to be fair, that is like a entry level job that almost anybody can get, and there aren't many jobs that will pay like what being a waiter or waitress will pay with tips for somebody just starting out in the workforce. Now, if it's like some older cat, I'm like, all right, you could have chose something else with all this time. But for a young person, I get it. So I can't be like, there's not like a wide option of jobs for them to have when you're like 18, 19 years old looking for your first job.
But
so
see, that's where anybody starting off with a job. Like I think if you starting off with that job, that's cool. Like I had no issue with that, unless you just want to, work your way up or something like that. Like I think that's anything. Like minimum wage, that's still a thing. Like I don't have an issue with that. But my issue is when people try to shame you for I guess not tipping, if you only tip $10 and not $20, and they say, oh, like you shouldn't do that. They depend on this and da da da. And I'm just like, man, you should, like, I shouldn't have to be shamed on giving you more money because you only make $3 an hour type deal. Like to me, I just don't like that. Shouldn't be the reason why I got to tip you because you don't make enough money, if that makes sense.
No, I see what you're saying, but I also don't wholly agree. I do think in general, if you're going to go out to eat and have somebody wait on you, you should tip. I'm not going to say you got to tip, way before 30% or some shit like that. But I think you should tip if you go out to eat and have somebody wait on you.
You should, but that's not like a choice though, right? I mean, that's not like a must. That's kind of on the person.
Of course, you don't have to. I mean, some places will make you tip in the receipt.
Yeah, they put in the gratuity.
Yeah, but in general, I think you don't have to. Obviously, you won't get arrested for not tipping, but it does make you kind of a dick if you go out. And the thing is, man, I've seen people go out with like a group of 10 people and run up this big ass bill and don't tip.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work waiting on a group of 10 people.
Yeah.
All right. Plus sometimes. And you got to keep their glasses filled. You got to check, see if they want something. If the service is good, you need to tip no matter what the bill comes out to, man. That's how I feel. Some people will that's a dickhead move to do some shit like that and just not tip.
I agree.
So that's some shit that I see, and that's got to be called out. Now, I think tipping culture has gone a little too far, because now whenever you go to pick up some food or get anything, there's a option to tip on the register. I always say no. I'm not going for that. All right.
And see, that's the issue. And that's kind of my point though. Like don't try to shame me for doing this because you only make $3 an hour or something like that. I'm like, man, it should be to me. And look, I'm not sitting here saying don't ever be a waitress. I know some people clean up being a waitress. I know some people probably don't and probably do rely on those tips. And that's unfortunate. But like everything in life, man, everything is a choice, man. Like I think, like to me, like that's one of the reasons why I didn't get in that field as my first job. My first job was at a fast food restaurant, and I could have been a server somewhere else. But I remember my parents like, they don't really make that much. Like on a good day, like if you a good waiter, you get some good tips, and that's real good. But it's kind of up and down. That's kind of like working a job that's not a fully guaranteed 40 hours a week. You might get one of those jobs. And we've been part-time board ops before where some days you get 25, 26 hours. Some days you might get 2 hours for the whole week. So it's kind of like I know what I'm getting into at this point. So that was kind of my whole point with the whole tipping thing. Like they kind of know what you're getting into right there.
Yeah, I understand. My pushback would be more of the people who are dicks about tipping, and some people who like leave notes instead of a tip. You see that sometimes on social media. Some people write a motherfucking mini essay.
That's a whole nother conversation, brother.
Yeah, some people are assholes.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you on that. I wouldn't even try to get into that point. Like, my thing is, I know it's a bunch of dicks out there, so I just me knowing that, like, I don't want to depend my salary on that because because you got some dickheads that don't want to tip, and I'm serving 10 people. Like, and I know some people don't have a choice and all that stuff. Yeah, you got to make stuff work. But but anyway, Leah, back to what you were saying with the athletes and boo-hoo, I gotta up and move now. It's like, man, you got into this game. That's part of being in the NBA, man. Like, just imagine how Dennis Schroeder feel, man. This motherfucker averaged 2 teams a year, man. Be on 2 teams a year. Like, man, like okay. Like, if you don't like that, don't play in the NBA, man.
I don't like any of the comparisons to slavery in general, too. I still see that sometimes, and every time it fucking pisses me off. I'm like, people complain about the combine. People complain about, oh, you can just be cut at any time in the NBA or NFL. You have to move when they say you move. They track your weight. They want to make sure you're physically fit. Yeah, because that's in the job description. You're a professional athlete. You're paid to keep a certain level of fitness.
It's it's a $1 billion business.
Yes, and you are paid a lot. And yes, that means you might have to move to bumblefuck Arlington or whatever the fuck, somewhere in Utah, and you got to play over there. So what, man? That's not slavery. Slaves didn't have a fucking choice. They had to be slaves. You could do anything you want. You can retire today and be a free man. Nobody's making you play in the NFL or NBA or any professional sport league. You made that choice. Don't come crying in the media or anybody talking about how hard it is to move.
Yeah.
I don't care, man.
Yeah.
Do something else then.
Yeah, and that kind of go back to the whole point. I think Melo talking about the $100 million. I think people like us, you know, as much as he's spitting the truth, us regular folks don't want to hear that shit, man. That shit sound like complaining to me. Like, I wish I had those fucking problems.
There's motherfuckers that can't make rent watching the clip about $100 million really ain't that much, you know, because you got to factor in, you got to pay your agent.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget about, you got to buy your mom a crib. You know, if your pop's still around, you got to buy him a crib. You got to buy them a car. It's just like, man, like, what they do? I wish I had those problems.
Yep. Another thing, now that we're talking about shit about rich people, did you see the Ben Stiller admit that the celebrities at the Knicks games just get in for free?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he admitted he was on Inside the NBA and they asked him how much the tickets are, and they're like, we just get in. They just give it to us.
Damn.
Like, I think people also don't take that into account when they think about, oh, so-and-so rapper or so-and-so person is rich because they always got designer on. A lot of times they get that shit for free. A lot of times they get that shit for free. A lot of times they get cars for free. They get a lot of shit. They have requirements of they gotta like post in social media and put it in a video. And it's basically advertising.
Yeah.
But they are getting a lot of shit for free. It's not like they're spending $10K on jeans all the time. So people forget about that too. Celebrities get it for free.
Yeah, and if they not getting it for free, they getting a good discount on it. Like, especially with the jewelry and all that shit. They probably got some type of jeweler that's like, hey, I'll hook you up if you just post where you got this from, or take a picture with me or some shit, because that shit gonna run up their business if they see Lil Baby taking the picture with a jewelry piece that they made for him or something. So yeah, no, I always think about that, because I feel like we always look at these rappers like, man, they are filthy rich and all that shit. We kind of see with the Rick Ross situation, and I'm like, man, you know how, like, they are probably barely making it, man. They probably living a good life for sure, but man, like I don't think they just rolling in millions and millions of dollars, man.
Look at Offset. All the people, Offset.
Yeah, and he apparently got a gambling problem. So yeah, I always looked at that funny, and I know Drake is probably living really good for his life too. But back to that Carmelo Anthony conversation, how many people he got to pay? Like, I'm sure he got a good house, his family's taken care of and all that stuff, which is really good. But like, how many people he got to pay? How much money the record labels are getting for him?
Nah, he's got to pay. He's got to. That's why he has jobs now, man. Carmelo, he has to show up and be on fucking NBA programming on, what was it, NBC. He's got to do his podcast is a job. He's doing that. He's got jobs now, man. So even he's got a standard he's got to live to. He's got to bring in more money. So yeah, but that should just piss me off, because I was imagining with the Ben Stiller thing, I'm like, imagine if you're the motherfucker behind Ben Stiller and you paid like $25,000 for your ticket, and this motherfucker Ben Stiller is sitting courtside right on the court, could get up and touch the referee, and he didn't pay a damn dime.
And not to mention, those Knicks tickets was crazy high.
Yeah, they were insane, man.
They were like record breaking high. So that's even more insane, man.
$7K for the nosebleeds. Insane, man. I don't know why. pay that.
And you got a nigga like DJ Khaled sitting in front row on the phone the whole time. That's not even the Knicks fan, by the way. It's crazy.
Yeah. DJ Khaled don't stand for nothing in general. I think that's what we've really realized in the few years since. He really don't stand for anything. He don't stand for his own country or people. So why would he be faithful to a basketball team in general?
Yeah.
But do you think a lot of these New York fans are some fake ass fans, man? The most, I guess, the most prolific celebrities we see, like Taylor Swift, maybe. I know she's been supporting the Knicks apparently for a while. Timothy Chalamet, who apparently he's been a lifelong Knicks fan, but I ain't seen him at games like this until just recently.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a lot of clout chasing with these, with the Knicks being good again? Suddenly everybody is a super hard Knicks fan, like Donald Trump coming back after decades of not being at a Knicks game?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think that's the new hot topic right there. Like just the Knicks being good and being in the finals. Because I'm like, is Kylie Jenner is like she's just there. She's just there because everybody else is there. And I think I've seen some other people too. The funny part about all of this is a lot of these celebrities that you see, you also see them at Lakers games too, man. You see some of these people at Lakers games. Like I know Chris Rock is from New York, and I'm sure he's grew up a Knicks fan. But you be seeing that motherfucker at Lakers games a lot too. You also see Jay-Z at Lakers games a lot.
Yes.
So
well, to be fair, LeBron, Jay-Z go wherever LeBron go.
Yeah, so. I'm not too mad at Jay-Z for being at Lakers games and all that shit. I'm sure he stay in LA and probably something to do. So yeah, I'm not too mad at that. But I'm just thinking about just how everybody it's just a celebrity show just to be there. So I think that's how I kind of look at it. Outside of the the OGs like the Spike Lees of the world and the Jack Nicholsons or Jack Nicholas of the world and all that shit. Yeah, I think everybody else is just trying to ride the wave.
Yeah, but another thing I've realized whenever they show all the celebrities that came to the Knicks games, I'm like, we don't have any new celebrities really. Everybody they show for the most part is old as fuck from the 90s. Ben Stiller, Jerry Seinfeld, Larry David,
Chris Rock,
Adam Sandler, Chris Rock. Everybody old as fuck. There's Timothy Chalamet and nobody else.
Yep.
From like the past 20 years who suddenly became famous. Every celebrity we have is old school famous.
Yep.
Now it's just crazy, man.
Yeah. It's kind of sad because like I understand if they show like an artist or something like that, it might be a newer artist. But for the most part, you don't see no new actors, no new actresses. It's the same old to the point you like, damn, what the fuck has he been doing? I'm surprised. I'm surprised they've been showing the Olivia Benson from Law and Order a lot. She been on the damn sideline. And I didn't know she was that diehard of a Knicks fan. I guess she is. But yeah, I was shocked they were showing them like that.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. But yeah, every time I see a commercial or any kind of thing with celebrities, it just hits my mind that all our celebrities are old. Yeah. I remember I was watching the Super Bowl and every celebrity in the commercials was like Tom Cruise or Matthew McConaughey, some old ass niggas. I'm like, what happened to the celebrities? Nope, they don't get made anymore.
Yeah,
I guess you get TikTok famous and that's it. That's as high as you can get famous now. You can't get regular famous. There's no famous actors, no more super famous singers anymore or rappers. They're just all kind of mid famous.
You know what it is? I think in this day and age, you could get famous and stay in a certain pocket without being famous overall.
Yeah.
Like Tom Cruise, he was famous to everybody. Chris Rock, everybody knew who Chris Rock was. Tracy Morgan, everybody knew Tracy. Just name whoever, everybody, they like famous all over. But you could get somebody like a streamer or something, and you'd be like, oh, this person, the biggest streamer of all time. And we be saying like, who the fuck is this?
Black Boy Max.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this? Or it'd be some girl on, TikTok that blew up for doing whatever, and you'd be like, damn, who is this? Like, this person got millions of followers, but you never seen that person a day in your life. I'm like, how is that even possible? Like somebody that had millions and millions of followers, but that person never crossed your timeline or cross you in real life or anything. You just never knew that person exists. Like that would have never happened in the 90s. They would have put that person directly in a commercial, directly in the movie or something.
No, I think that's exactly the case. It reminds me of there was a clip of Black Boy Max at the BET Awards, I think it was, and some lady thought he worked there. So she was like asking him shit about where he should be going and doing, and he was like, "Nah, I'm actually, it was very awkward where he had to explain who he was. You could tell he was pissed." But I'm like, what did this nigga expect?
Yeah,
he's gonna walk into the BET Awards and everybody be like, "That's Black Boy Max from Twitch." Like, come on, man. The majority of people age 30 and up aren't gonna know who you are.
Yeah, you got like a certain audience that you cater to, and you didn't try to, and this could be it too. Like a lot of people don't try to expand their brand; they just stick to their core fans, and that blow up with the views and maybe followers and stuff like that. But nobody else don't know who you are, man. And honestly, it was kind of a struggle, even especially when it comes to rappers. Like, it was a lot of people in the 90s or 2000s probably wasn't familiar with certain rappers. Like, you might have an actor that's in a totally different pocket, like a Tom Cruise, might not know who I don't want to use Jay-Z, but might not know who a certain artist, a DMX or somebody like that is. And it's kind of understandable a little bit if he don't listen to rap music or something like that. But now, like, it's really branched off where I think and I saw this with the Houston Texans too, because they have an influencer suite, and so they be bringing all the different influencers in there, and sometimes they post a picture like, "Hey, so and so is here," or they're just supposed to be. They wouldn't even put the names, and people like, "Who is this? Like, who is that?" And I went to my wife. I'm like, I don't know who these people. She like, "Oh, I seen her on Instagram. She's the TikTok mama, or she's the." And I'm just like, damn, I have no clue I've never seen that person before. And so it kind of show you people be in their own little worlds now.
Yeah, I don't really respect the Texans like doing obvious advertising with streamers and sending them gifts, people who don't fuck with the team or follow them, and trying to make connections with these streamers and shit. I saw somebody get this big ass gift from the Texans. I forget who it was. It was some streamer, but this person like wasn't a Texans fan. But somehow they got this big ass gift box or whatever the fuck it was. I'm like, man, we do have people out here like you, for example, pushing the Texans content and working hard, and they give it to the biggest streamer they can meet that they can kind of schmooze over. And it's like, to a point, I get it. You're going for numbers, I guess, but it would be better to show respect to the real fans,
Yeah, I always wonder. I wish I could ask them and talk to them about it. I always wonder what's the strategy behind all of that. Just bring, like, I wonder if it's working, because I kind of know the strategy a little bit. Let's try to reach to the younger crowd. Let's bring some of the TikTok influencers in here. They're gonna post about it, and that's going to go out to their audience and all that. I understand that part, but I wonder if it's really working, because because sometimes I feel like TikTok influencers it's really hit or miss because a lot of people look at the followers, and I kind of go through this with going to restaurants and stuff like that. A lot of food influencers or whatever type of influencer, they might have a shit ton of followers, but sometimes their impact don't really last that long. You get restaurants, somebody might do a review on a restaurant and they get slammed for like the next few weeks, and then all of a sudden it's dead. And it's just like it's spur of the moment, and some of these influencers they just bounce around and they don't, it don't really feel that organic. Like we kind of look at them as just like a food map. So, but somebody like me, I only got like 20,000 followers on Instagram, but I also got a big audience on Sports Radio 610. So, whatever I say or do, people, I built that relationship up in the city where if I say, hey, you got to try this place called Frenchie's, it's really good. A lot of people hit me up on the side like, hey, Fig, is that really good? I see you post about that. Like, I got some organic people, followers from Sports Radio 610. Meanwhile, these streamers, you really don't know what their audience is or what they into. So I'm wondering if, let's say like was it Platboy Max? Let's say the Texans do bring them to the game and give them a jersey and all that shit he posted. Like, is this millions of followers are going to start fucking with the Texans now? Or are they just going to look past that like, okay, like, whatever?
No, that's actually a really good point because I've seen that in the past year or so with the social media strategy of the Texans. They seem to be really trying to reach out towards Generation Z. I think somebody told them we need more Gen Z fans of the Texans and people promoting the team and making content. Because I've noticed look, I'm an anime nigga, so I've noticed the Texans posting a lot of anime content in their social media, especially after games. A lot of video game and anime edits and pictures and stuff. And yeah, that stuff does go viral, especially on Twitter. That stuff does pick up. There's a lot of anime fans on Twitter, a lot of video game fans on Twitter, of course. But I wonder, like, okay, you get a post with a bunch of likes. You get people saying W admin in the comments. Do you think those anime niggas are going to start supporting the Texans or even watch the NFL? A lot of anime people don't watch sports, man. I've got to be real. I'm one of the few. There are some out there. Former Texan Brennan Williams, who was a big anime guy as well. But a lot of anime dudes don't watch sports. A lot of video games. I think crossover between video games and sports is more. But anime and sports don't really mix in general, man. All right. They see themselves as the nerds who got picked on by the jocks in high school. So they don't like sports for the most part. And I wonder, like, is that content really helping to build the fan base of the Texans? Or is it just we want to go viral with some shit at any cost?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I kind of wonder, man, because look, and I think, I'm not sure how they think, but if I was kind of in their position, I probably, because you get a lot of Texans fans who are season ticket holders, have been there since the beginning. A lot of them complain whenever, some radio people get some gifts from the Texans, not even no celebrities, just radio people. And they be like, oh, I'm a season ticket. I think the way they think is we already got y'all. So y'all gonna buy whatever we put out. So we ain't gotta give y'all nothing. I mean, we could be nice and get y'all a keychain, but we necessarily don't have to sucker y'all in. We trying to sucker in other people like radio hosts. They barely send us stuff now, but when they did, they sent us stuff so we could talk positive about it, so we could hype it up. That's a platform. So if they send us some jerseys, we gonna get on the radio like, hey, shout out to the Houston Texans. Look how cool these jerseys look. We kind of building the buzz a little bit. So that's the reason why they, send them to radio stations and news outlets and stuff like that. And I think they're trying to do that with the influencers too. They go get that audience. and maybe they could be getting that audience. I'm not sure, but I'm just kind of curious. Is that strategy working? Like, do they see a difference? Maybe they do see a difference on social media, but I wonder, is that really helping what they want to accomplish?
No, I think that's a good point. I think WWE has fallen into that as well, where they don't care about their core fans anymore because they know no matter how much you complain, you still gonna watch, you still gonna go to the shows. So they already got you.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna bring in a Jelly Roll or an I Show Speed or a Pat McAfee and put them in the fucking main event of WrestleMania, and the fans will bitch and moan, but they're not doing it for you because your ass gonna watch no matter what.
Yeah.
So they're doing it for they're trying to bring in people who wouldn't normally watch wrestling. But the thing is, I don't think anything crosses over wrestling like that. Same thing with sports. Either you're in sports or you're not. Either you're a Texan fan or you're not. I don't think any kind of marketing or promoting is going to make somebody suddenly be like, you know what? I'm gonna be a Texans fan. You know, just out the blue, out of nowhere.
Yeah, or I'm gonna just start watching sports because a lot of people get into sports because of their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Some of their parents might have took them to a Texans game when they were younger, and every Sunday they watch the game and all that stuff. You kind of become a sports fan. That's how I became a sports fan. Just my dad watching sports, it got me into sports. So, but like it's like I wonder if they trying to reach the kids that's not into sports. And they trying to make them sports fans, because if that's the case, man, that's a hard battle, man. Because hell, I'm a grown ass man, and the World Cup is here in Houston, and I've been trying to get into soccer a little bit. I can't get into it, man. Like, I don't know what it is, and I'm a sports guy, but I'm not. Like, I can't fake the funk. Like, oh yeah, let me sit and watch this, man. I tried to watch a match last night, and I got through most of it, but for the most part, I'm just like, yeah, like I'm not that invested like that. So even Mexico can send me a personalized jersey. I might promote it a little bit, but like I'm not gonna sit here and say, all right, I'm all in now because they sending me gifts. Like I'm just curious if that's working. Like, I hope they're not doing it because of that.
Yeah, I think in general with sports, because I got into soccer, man. I got my PSG shirt on right now, man. I got a little bit into soccer. But it took my friend. I have a really good friend in Austin from when I lived there. We still talk all the time. And he was super into soccer. Like, he's a Chelsea fan, and he gets so hyped up about it. He got me into it. But if it wasn't for him, I would never get into soccer. But he just made it look so hype. He got me on soccer Twitter, and they got all these crazy jokes. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get into it. But that's the same thing with the NFL. I don't think anybody just looks at social media and says, you know what, I'm gonna start watching football. Somebody has to bring you into football. Either you grow up into it, or you go to college and get into it, or something. But somebody has to bring you.
You gotta be around it a little bit. Yeah,
exactly. Especially for baseball. Baseball is something you got to grow up into, basically. I don't think you become a baseball fan in your late 20s or some shit, suddenly want to watch baseball. So it's something you have to be brought into organically. It's not something that's going to happen when you get a viral post on social media or TikTok or whatever. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It's unfortunate because, like, if the Texans did send me a lot of stuff, kind of put me in that influencer rotation, like I would be promoting them a lot, man. Like, I will always be like, hey, shout out to the Houston, I would do it. And like I said, I built my I guess my fan base or my followers to, kind of trust what I do. And so, I think it'd be cool, but like I said, I think they just looking at, numbers from influencers and stuff like that, which I get it. And then they honestly, I remember I mentioned how they probably won't send the diehard fans anything because they already got them. They probably looking at me like, oh, he work at the radio station. He got to talk about this anyway. So why do we need to send him something?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
so it
that's
could
true.
be the same thing with me.
Yeah, but now if you're listening, Houston Texans, support our boy Figgy. Put him in the influencer suite. He deserves it, man. He's been working hard these past few years. So make sure you hook our boy up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get with the Rockets, man. The Rockets been kind of doing me dirty.
Oh, really? I've heard they're hard to work with, man. So you might be barking up the wrong tree there. I've
Yeah,
heard
like
they're
I
hard
tried
to
to,
work
like somebody reached out to me. They were like, "Hey, I signed you up for the influencer suite." Da 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 da. I'm like, "All right, cool." And they said should be getting a DM or something from Whataburger. I'm like, "All right, cool." I was waiting on it, and then I saw other influencers posting that they were there.
Damn.
I'm like, "Damn." And so I reached out. I'm like, "Dang, what happened?" Like, I don't know. I put your name on the list. I guess they didn't. I'm just like, man. So it been a couple times the Rockets where I was just like, man, I don't know if they just, being petty because I work for 610 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. I heard they're hard to work with, especially if you're from 610. They got beef with us still. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But maybe the Astros, man. Get with the Astros. They could hook you up.
Yeah, I would love to, man.
I see.
I ain't even got to bring up the station. It could just be me, Figgy Fig Media or some shit.
100%, man. Figgy Fig Media. I see Future is doing the opening ceremony for the World Cup.
I saw that too.
Yeah. You know what, man? Low key, I think Future could put on a pretty good Super Bowl show. Low key, I think he has enough hits over the past years. He could do a good job doing a halftime Super Bowl show. Now, would anybody understand what he's saying who don't know his songs already? No. So it might be terrible for the general audience. But I think he has enough big hits to where he get that shit hype.
Yeah.
But it's never going to happen, I'm sure. But it'll be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah. How do you feel about Team USA soccer team coming out to the Chicago Bulls entrance music?
Corny. Like, look, if you're a real soccer fan, there's no way you can really root for America, even if you're American.
And I don't think they that good either. I don't think
they're never good, man. This guy they put up everywhere, Christian Pulisic, he's not like, he's not good. I don't want to say he's trash, but this is a dude who was built up to be like Captain America. He went to Chelsea and he never really did shit. He never really panned out, but he's still the only name people know in American soccer. So they put him everywhere. They put him up like he's fucking Messi. All right. He's in all the commercials. He's in all the advertising for the World Cup in America. And it's like, this dude is like Mario Chalmers type talent, man. All right. He's good enough to start, but he's not Ronaldo. He's not Messi. He's not Neymar. He's not any of these. He's not Mbappe. He's not any of these big names. He's not even close to their level. But he's the guy we got to hype up because I guess they think he's attractive enough and he's okay. He played in some major leagues in Europe. But he's not, man. I'm sick of seeing him everywhere. I kind of hope America gets eliminated pretty early so I don't have to see his face and all this shit. But yeah, I don't know. Like I would like to see the team do well eventually at some point, but soccer is such a joke in America that I don't think we'll ever see them make a serious run at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we take the sport seriously enough. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
By the way, Team USA is up 2 mil.
Oh, wow. Against Portugal, right?
Yeah, I don't know how good Portugal is. And it is currently they in the 39th minute. So they balling a little bit right now.
Okay, maybe who scored? Let me look up the World Cup.
I can look it up real quick. I can't even tell.
Balogun and Bobadilla. I don't even know who they are. Balogun and Bob. That don't sound like American names to me. Where do these dudes come from? Who is Balogun?
Parents
Is
probably
American. This
parents,
motherfucker.
parents probably from another country, but he was born. In
okay, he was born in New York.
Uh,
but he
where's his parents from?
Probably from like Nigeria. I don't want to be racist. He is not okay. He was born in Brooklyn to Nigerian parents.
Yeah, that sounded about right.
And he moved to UK when he was 1 month old.
And stayed there the whole time.
What's that?
I said stayed there for most of this time.
Yeah, he grew up in London.
Yeah, they stretched. Hey, look, is that the guy that scored?
Yeah.
Look, Team USA ain't that good, right? Hey, technically he was born in Brooklyn, so they need all the help they could get. He can't play for England, even though technically he probably should be playing for England.
Bobadilla, where is he from? Oh, there was an own goal. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so one of the guys scored for Portugal players scored an own goal. So that wasn't even America that scored the second goal.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, I get it now. But yeah, this kind of reminds me of how, in the baseball World Series or the baseball world, whatever the fuck that was.
Classic.
Yeah, the classic where a bunch of players were playing for countries they were never born in or even been to.
Yeah.
Like Israel had a bunch of American players.
Yeah.
Whose parents were Jewish, maybe, or some shit. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because there was an American player on I think was it Venezuela, I want to say, or Dominican Republic. And he was only on that team because his mom was Dominican. And so in honor of his mother, he played on that team. I'm like, what?
Okay, man. Come on.
I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Stretching it now. But okay. Go USA, man. Hopefully they can make a decent run for the first time ever.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that about wraps it up. I think that about does it for everything that happened this week. Appreciate y'all for chopping it up with us, hanging out with us. Be back next time. Hopefully, got some more shit to break down. Hopefully, not celebrating a Knicks championship, but probably will be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Make sure you tap in Sports 30610, Figgy Fig 10-2, Figgy's mixtape 120. I still got that locked in, man. I know you.
Yeah.
And shit, we'll see y'all next time, man. Until next time.
Peace.